Alright, my name is Eli and I want to talk about how would I spend my first $1 million. Now, I don't have $1 million, but this is going to be a series where I react to people like athletes and other people spending their first $1 million. So for me not to be a hypocrite, I do want to talk about how I would spend my first $1 million that I don't have. And we're starting now. If you guys love to talk about personal finance and mindset and you guys want to help support the Urban Lifestyle channel, start now by hitting the subscribe button. If you haven't already, hit that notification icon so you guys get future notifications of my future videos. Make sure you smash that thumbs up button. It's highly appreciated. And comment some of your thoughts down in the comments below. How would you spend your first hypothetical $1 million? Comment down below, let me know. So a couple of ground rules. I can only tell you how I would spend my hypothetical $1 million at the level I'm in life in right now. So if I get $1 million 10 years from now and I have a house and I have all the cars I want, I may spend that $1 million very different. And just want to let you guys know, $1 million is not really that much money. So there's really 3 to 4 things I would do with it. So the first thing first, I get $1 million. What is the first thing I'm doing? I want to make sure I do the best thing ever. And that is, make sure I pay Uncle Sam. I mean, come on, I want to make sure I get my taxes. I don't want to be in jail for not paying taxes. So I want to make sure I give my fair share. Now, don't get me wrong. If there's loopholes and write-off, I'm going to make sure I take advantage of all that. But let's just say I have to pay 30% of that $1 million, which is $300,000. I would pay $300,000 in taxes, leaving me with only $700,000 left. Now, the next thing I would do, I would take $500,000 and invest it, leaving me with only $200,000 left. Now you may be asking, hey, why do I want to do that? The way I want to look at this is the first and only $1 million I would ever make. Even though knowing me, that's not going to be true. But I want to make sure I have all my affairs in order for the future. Now, let's say I invest $500,000 at a 6% return, including dividends. That would yield me about $30,000 a year. That would be $2,500 a month. Now, the average salary, according to where I live, that's about $30,000 a year. And of course, on top of that, I'm not gonna just stop running my business. So I'm still gonna be making money outside of anything I invest. Now, why would I wanna do that? Because I want to make sure I have a stream of income working for me. If anything happens in business slowdown, I'm not able to make as much money as I normally make outside of that $1 million. I want to make sure I have access to a passive source of income. And add to the fact that I would reinvest all the dividends right back to the stocks I would be holding, the income should grow that much more. Now with all that, like I said, I only have $200,000 left. What am I doing next? Well, I'll take $100,000 and put a down payment towards a house. And the fact that I'm putting to what I perceive to be a higher down payment, meaning that the mortgage should be a little bit less each and every month. And also I have property that is mine that I can build equity in versus me paying my landlord's mortgage and building up her equity. Now, if I can find a nice big enough duplex where my family could live in and we rent out the other side and have that property generating some sort of income too, that'll be more preferably what I'll be looking for, which opens up an additional source of income. Now, that's only leaving me with $100,000 left. What would I do with my last $100,000? I'll go to the strip club. No, I'm lying. I'm messing with you. Don't take me seriously on that one. Anyways, I'll take that $100,000 and I'll put it in a high interest saving account. And that would just be my emergency money. I've seen online banks that would offer me up to 3% for just money I'm saving in there. Now, 3% of $100,000 would be yielding me yearly an additional $3,000. Now, going back to the top, what if I paid my taxes and I was left with $1 million? Now, what would I do with that extra $300,000 I have now? Some of you guys may think that I'll take it and splurge it and just go all and have fun with it. Well, unfortunately, no, that's not exactly what I'll do with it. See, instead of putting $100,000 as far as a down payment for a house, I'll put $200,000 for that down payment, bringing that monthly mortgage down even lower. And instead of investing $500,000 in stocks, I would put an additional $100,000 into it, making it $600,000. And at a 6% return, that would yield me $36,000 a year, which is $3,000 monthly. And of course, instead of having $100,000 saved up in a high interest savings account, I would have $200,000 saved up in a high interest savings account. Now, some of you guys may be saying, oh man, I'm selfish. What about my family? And what about life? You meant to have fun. Now, remember, I wouldn't change anything lifestyle wise, except for where I live. I would still live below my means the exact same way I'm living right now. So instead of giving my mom a huge lump sum, I'll just help her out monthly. You know, hey mom, here you go. Here's an extra $1,000 for this month. And that wouldn't have came from the $1 million capital. It would came from the interest that $1 million make. And as for me having fun, I just want to make sure I'm able to secure my future now, get the hard work out the way now, because you all heard stories, people winning the lottery and 10 years later they end up being broke. So obviously I wouldn't want that to happen to me. So although that was my first million, and of course that wouldn't be my last million, but the way I would have to treat it is I would never have received another dollar after that. Now, of course, this is my opinion. The numbers can fluctuate a little bit depending on market condition, if the stock market goes down and all that extra stuff. But hey, I just rather have a fighting chance. And that's pretty much all I got for you guys today. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys leave that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, hit that notification icon, comment some of your thoughts down in the comments below. Would you guys do what I did, or is what I'm doing stupid? Comment down below, let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a beautiful day. I mean, you would think since I'm coming across this money, I will do some lavish things with it. But to be honest with you, I'm just doing, I'll practically do what I'm doing now with the money I currently have now. If I make $1,000, that's how I spend my $1,000. You know, of course, I make sure the bills is paid, but I'll invest it and do things like that. I'm not doing nothing different, because having $1 million doesn't necessarily mean that you're rich and you made it. Point blank, it doesn't equal wealth.